Reality check, man, from your device. You know, it's a unique one, Aromatic Realistic TV. Anyway, today, my viewers and subscribers, it is a sad and a disturbing one. When we think that Andrew Holness just sell out Jamaica with the Samoa agreement, we were wrong. Andrew Holness also sell us out to the Canadian government for $1.1 billion. Andrew Holness sell our little babies them. We little grandpitney and we little great grandpitney them bottom. Andrew Holness sell out with baby them bottom. Just to collect some change. 1.1 billion Andrew Holness sell out with little baby bottom them for. Yo, when a man start touch your baby, you know, brother. When a man start touch your baby, you know, when a man start touch your baby, them, you know, you have to start pray the brother the one different way, you know, brother. And the labor right them what they defend him, you know. You have to start pray them one different way. Listen to this, Jamaica. Canadian funding project promoting LGBT agenda, targeting Jamaican teens. Canadian funding project is currently underway to teach children about so-called sexual and reproductive health rights in Jamaica. You know who when they are the launch Jamaica? Babsy Grange when they are the launch. They sell out with little baby them bottom for 1.1 billion. Orlando Terryland was there at the launch for that 1.1 billion to sell out with baby them bottom. Juliet Cuthbert Flint want to see the run up and down out there the other day was tough like a turbot. Juliet Cuthbert Flint was there to sell out with you them bottom for 1.1 billion Canadian dollars. Casey Kerr was there also at the launch to sell out with baby them bottom for 1.1 billion. So when we think it was just a Samoa agreement, Andrew Holness otherwise have different plans for our babies, our youths them. Andrew Holness, you sell out with baby them bottom to the Canadian government. $1.1 billion. But Jamaica, without any further ado, I am going to play the clip and make you listen it for yourself. And then after we are listening that clip, then we will dissect it. Take it away, my people.
Funded project promoting LGBTQI agenda, targeting Jamaican teens. A Canadian-funded project currently underway to teach children about so-called sexual and reproductive health rights has sparked the concern of Christians locally. Advocacy officer at the Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society, Philippa Davies, is amongst those who have accused the Jamaican government of exposing the nation's children to perverse ideas in exchange for money from the secular North American country. The Jamaican government had received $1.1 billion in November 2022 to finance two projects, one of which is to advance sexual and reproductive health and human rights in Jamaica. A little over half of the funding was allocated to implement the Strengthening Access, Inclusion, and Leadership for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights in Jamaica, SAIL SRHR project, over a 5-year period from 2022 to 2027. The project is targeted primarily at adolescents.
What do we understand the term sexual and reproductive health and rights to mean? It means abortion. It means advocating and teaching LGBT ideology in schools. It means confusing children as to what their real human identity is. It means saying to children that sexual feelings ranks higher than what biology and anatomy says.
That was Advocacy Officer at the Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society, Philippa Davies. The High Commission of Canada in Jamaica has made it clear that its team is committed to advancing the rights of the LGBTI community in Jamaica. One of the organizations that is carrying out the project is the Caribbean Vulnerable Communities, CVC, whose executive director, Ivan Cruikshank, is also the chairperson for the board of directors for J-Flag, a homosexual lobby group that advocates for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT people in Jamaica. The CVC was the organization that funded Jamaicans for Justice in efforts to introduce unauthorized sex education material in 6 privately run children's homes in 2014. The content prompted public outcry and condemnation from several groups in the island, as it was deemed to promote the gay agenda and material not fit for children. The scandal resulted in investigations being launched by several state agencies, including the Police High Command, and the resignation of former Executive Director Dr. Carlin Gomes from the Jamaicans for Justice Board. Davies said the ideologies that influences Canadian laws and policies are not hidden.
The people of Jamaica should feel betrayed and angry that their government is forming partnership with a country whose public policies regarding sex and sexuality are clearly diabolical. This government is putting the health and human flourishing of future generations of Jamaican citizens on the auction block in exchange for Canadian dollars. Just look at Canadian law and policy to see where Jamaica is likely to end up if we continue along this path. Nihilism, sexual anarchy, abortion on demand, and euthanasia. This is what? This is about fundamental freedoms being suppressed in order to advance deviance and gender confusion.
Several of the adolescents who benefited from a recent CVC training session gave a verbal commitment to share with their peers the teachings from the project. Davies noted that in Canada, some parents are choosing to send their children to private schools to shield them from the illogical ideologies being promoted in that country to confuse children.
It is unconscionable that these persons insist that their beliefs be tied to aid in other countries. And it is tragic that our government ministers would not inform themselves or blind themselves to what is happening into Canada, and for the love of money want to bring into Jamaican space, Jamaican school, Jamaican communities, this kind of illogical ideology that is wreaking havoc in the Canadian society.
Among those who were present for the announcement of the $1.1 billion funding
Listening
from
up,
Canada
people.
was Jamaica's Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Grange, and then State Minister in that office, Orlando Terrelong. Also present were Gillette Cuthbert Flynn, who at the time was the State Minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and Kesia Carr, Chief Executive Officer of the National Parenting Support Commission, who represented the Ministry of Education and Youth at the launch. Davies stated that the focus on sexual and reproductive health rights is part of efforts to undermine and remove parental rights and make children more accessible to pedophiles.
So if you move parents out of the way, parents who are the filter and the first protectors, if the state is removing parents out of the way, you're making vulnerable children who are still immature in their mental and emotional development and physical development open and accessible to pedophiles. That is state policy in Canada. And Jamaican politicians want to replicate that here. Jamaican parents need to be aware, they need to speak up and to say, not on our watch, not in our country. We will not allow our government, for the love of money, to create this access to our children and make them vulnerable to pedophiles? Are these Jamaican politicians who are supporting the implementation of this program happy to sell out Jamaican children for money?
So Jamaica, my viewers and subscribers, you see where they want to try to implement this law in Jamaica, where you take away the rights from the parents. And if we see a child they do something and we know that is not right, or we see our child is looking to a direction and we know say him not look this up, and we hold him and scold him, them want to take that away from us. Them want to give the pitney them the powers. After them confused, we youth them. So we youth them don't know them identity. So we boy them act like a girl, and we girl them to act like a boy.
Cause when we look at where we're coming from and take a look at where the journey began, Aromatic realistic TV of the real. Yeah man, this is Lila Ike. I would say Aromatic realistic TV. That's where the truth is.
She's an angel.
Anyway, Jamaica, let me dissect it, because some of the time them a chat kind of fly over my people them heading them. Because you don't know say the grassroots, I don't, that's how we think that. You understand? So where we're going to it now, Jamaica. Canadian funding project promoting LGBT agenda targeting Jamaican teens. Canadian funding project is currently underway to teach children about so-called sexual and reproductive health rights. It stated that it has sparks concern of the Christian locals. It has sparks the concern of the Christian locals. Do we have any more Christian in Jamaica anymore? Remember the other day, you know, it was the head of the umbrella group of churches, you know, said that she was disappointed that Mark Golding did not sign the Constitution that time. Just imagine if Mark Golding signed the Constitution letter. Look what Andrew Holness is doing. Jamaica is not yet a republic. We still abide by that Constitution, and look what this man is doing. Much less if the people fool themselves and make Jamaica get a shot at a republic under Andrew Holness. What is going to happen to our kids? And the lady who represent the umbrella group of churches and that committee sign off on the letter for Andrew Holness becomes president, and Jamaica becomes a republic. And now we come talk about it sparks the concern of Christians. We don't have no Christian in a Jamaica, man. I pay fat. We don't down in that. So don't come tell me nothing about no Christian. Because we don't buy that anymore. God begs with you know. You understand? Anyway, Jamaica, it continue. The Jamaican government had received, listen this, you know. Listen this, you know, my viewers and subscribers. The Jamaican government had received 1.1 billion in November of 2022 to finance a two-part project, one of which is to advance the sexual and reproductive health and human rights in Jamaica. The Jamaican government had received a 1.1 billion in November of 2022 to finance a two-part project, one of which to advance the sexual and reproductive health and human rights in Jamaica. It goes on and it states that a little over half of the funding was allocated to implement the strengthening, access, inclusion, and leadership for sexual and reproductive health and rights in Jamaica. Sales, SR, and HR project over a 5-year period from 2022 to 2027. The project targeted primarily at adolescents and children. right? Adolescent, a young person in the process of developing from a child into an adult. These are the people, the kids they target, of a young person in a process of developing from a child into an adult. We lick pitney them target Jamaica. We turn them in a batty boy. So the lady asked Jamaica a question. She asked Jamaica a question if we really understand what is going on. And her words, what do we understand the term sexual and reproductive health and right mean? What do we understand the terms sexual and reproductive health and right mean? And she explained the first one, abortion. Eliminate them, eliminate. It is plain, clear as day. Eliminate them, eliminate our population. Abortion. She goes on and she stated it means advocating and teaching LGBT ideology in school. It means confusing our children as to what their real human identity is. It means confusing our children as to what their real human identity is. And this is where it gets dicey, Jamaica. This is where it gets dicey. At the launch, it says, among those who were present for the grand announcement of the $1.1 billion funding from Canada. Among those who were present for the grand announcement of the $1.1 billion funding from Canada. Listen this, Jamaica. Was the Jamaica Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Babsy Grange. Babsy Grange will collect the $1.1 billion to sell out with baby them bottom. State Minister Orlando Terrylang also signed off under $1.1 billion to sell out with youth them bottom. Orlando Terrylang, are you sell out your own bottom in? Orlando Terrylang, are you stretch out your own bottom in, brother? Nobody in a Jamaica never force you to go take wood up in your bottom, Orlando Terrylang. Are you make that decision upon your own, Orlando Terrylang? So when you go to Canada, Orlando Terrylang, go sit down and make decision on behalf of almost 3 million people, brother. I where you come from? You out of order around here. Jamaica. They say no lane without a tunnel, And that's the reason why we see such man, a DC, they try to disrupt the man them demonstration. Because what? Them body agenda has been fulfilled. So no matter what happening in Jamaica, Jamaica could have run down to the ground so long as them body agenda fulfilled. They are okay. Because we know for a long time. So them boy, they are big batty boy. You understand? It continues Jamaica. Also present were Juliet Cuthbert Flint, who at the time was the state minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The woman want to see run out the other day. They can go on like him as somebody. You're tough like a turbot. You go to Canada at the launch, go sell out with baby them bottom. The $1.1 billion. That is gone to now. You understand? We think say it was just a Samoa agreement. But these politicians are wrecking our country. When are we gonna stand up and take back our country from these punks and wimps and pussies who are selling us out? When are we gonna take back our country from these wimps and punks and sissies, weasels, who is destroying our country? It did not stop there, sir, Jamaica. It's a Casey Kerr, Chief Executive Officer of the National Parenting Support Commission, who was there representing the Ministry of Education. Let me read over that one more time. Casey Kerr, Chief Executive Officer of the National Parenting Support Commission, who at the time represent the Ministry of Education youths at the launch. You know, see them evil at Jamaica. And them are come around. That's why we not hear nothing from Babs Grange them. Because them know what them do, brother. Them know what them do, brother. Them know what them do, sister. How can you the support a Labour Right Party? What they destroy your baby? What they destroy your grandkids? Your great-grandkids? The man sell out them body. The little jinglings. Just like how Judas sell out Christ for 30 pieces of silver. And so Andrew Holness and his administration sell out with baby them body for 1.1 billion Canadian dollar. Just like how Judas sell out the Messiah for 30 pieces of silver. And somehow still run back at the mania and they defend the mania. And when time you hear me talk, you go up in our feelings, no for you. I remember, you know, me have no Labour Right friend, you know. I don't know say it. But action speak louder than word. Me say no for you dry up and gone in our shell when we talk about these things. Think about it. Your grandkids, your great-grandkids. The man where you support Andrew Holness sell out them body for $1.1 billion to bring LGBT and legalize homosexuality for our babies. Confuse our youths them and send them out into the world. Confuse adolescent, our young youths. Send them out into the world confused. They don't know their identity because they want to see themselves now as a female when they are a male. And when you are a female, you want to see yourself as a male. Depopulation, Batman and Batman can't produce. Lesbian and lesbian can't produce. You know, see what they go on. And what else then give us? Then give us the guns them in trailer load and container load and share them amongst the young youth. So the youths are destroying themselves. And them have the LGBTQ to destroy another section and telling man to go to man and girl to go to girl. So guess what? No baby now go born. The population that at Jamaica, you know. You know see what they take place. You know see what they take place. The man never satisfied with the Samoa agreement. The money was not too much. So a man go to Canada, go take $1.1 billion. Sell out with baby them bottom. We innocent baby them. We innocent grandpitney. We innocent great-grandchild. That's your Prime Minister Andrew Holness step. The man where you support. With baby. Me attack for me grandpitney. Me attack for me grandpitney them. And me attack for me great-grandpitney. And somehow no pussy hold the backs. And they go up in our feelings. They think me not watch, you know, I'm in a soon. So we are talking about Labour Right. We are good friends, real good friends. But I'm putting out the facts out there. I'm not gone up in our feelings and becks. When a man, the target with baby, and they destroy our future and the next generation. And we're okay with that. You can go to hell. We don't need no blood clot friendship. Because I'm independent. I'm independent. Enough is enough. Jamaica, we have to stand up. That's what P, that's what J. Stand up. Real die-hearted, hardcore, patriot Jamaica and take over back the country from these wimps and bumps and sissies. Because no real man would sell out the baby of their country. No real man would sell out the baby of their country for 1.1 billion Canadian dollars. Anyway, my people, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like and share and follow us over YouTube. You know what to do. You know what to do. Be well, my people. Be well. Signature word. Aromatic continue to tell them. To love. To love for my poor people. To love for my poor people. Peace. Out.